Wow, good morning. This is Dialogue Box, and sorry for the technical hitches. We are fully live on, so we have a an outline that is packed with several areas that we'll be looking at this morning. We will look at the NDDC, that's the Niger Delta Development Commission, and how a lot is happening there, the corruption allegations and all the different issues that they are having bordering on corruption, and how we can work out solutions, a way forward for them, talking about how every one of us can have suggestions, contributions, and different words of counsel for such a unique federal agency like the Niger Delta Development Commission. So we also have the EFCC case of the Ibrahim Magu that is still on. This is the second week running. So we are still looking into it, because we know that even though a lot is being done to tackle the challenge, we can still contribute our own quota. So tomorrow we'll be looking at the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and how we believe that they can have some level of sanity in such a very unique organization. So this morning we'll be having a discussion, but first of all we'll take a look at some of the updates from across the nation on some very beautiful news items and some that will also require attention. We have it that the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative has hailed Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State for his unrelenting efforts towards agriculture in the state and country at large. This was disclosed by the chairman of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative when he paid an inspection of supply company Casco to see the production and distribution quality of fertilizers to farmers at federal approved guidelines. So a very commendable effort from the Kano State government on improvement of agriculture at all levels. So this is a very good one. And we also have it that the federal government has kicked off the special works program suspended by the National Assembly. That's the program that the government commenced with the plan to employ 774,000 Nigerians from the different local governments handle on Tuesday. The program, which is coordinated by the Ministry of Labour and Employment, has been approved by the President as part of the fiscal stimulus measures for the COVID-19 pandemic. Of 774,000 people are to be employed from all the local government federations through the state selection committees that have been inaugurated. So the President has directed that program should continue as unique as it is. Then the governor of Delta State, another good news that the state governor Ifeanyi Okowa, then his wife Edith, and the daughter, who all were down with COVID-19, have all recovered. So the Chief Press Secretary Olisa Ifejika revealed that the governor and the wife, who tested positive on July 1st and went into isolation with their daughter, are now testing negative some days after they've all recovered, and the governor gave all the praises to God. Then the President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed new service chiefs, military service chiefs, and national security advisor after attacking their predecessor on Monday. They are Major General Abayomi Gabriel Olonishakin as Chief of Defense Staff, Major General T.Y. Buratai as Chief of Army Staff, and Rear Admiral Ibok Ete Ekwe as the Chief of Naval Staff. And Air Vice Marshal is Sadiq Abubakar as Chief of Air Staff. Then the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, and the the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association, PENGASAN, have alleged that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has sacked 850 contract staff workers without going through the regular procedure. So they are taking up the issue and they are asking that the NNPC should look into this matter again. Then also we have the House of Representatives that have called on the federal government to reverse the decision of the Ministry of Education from withdrawing Nigerian students from participating in the West African Senior School Certificate examinations and other exams. Then House of Reps have resolved to investigate into the resignation of 365 military men, soldiers from the Nigerian, why they resigned and what led to such mass resignation. Then the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, has been appointed by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, as a special envoy to lead the sub-regional body's mediation in Mali. So according to his media advisor, Ikechukwu Eze, the former president also thanked President Buhari for the support of the Nigerian government. Just a second. Okay. Support of the Nigerian government, including providing an aircraft and other logistics needed for the assignment. So this is a very beautiful news, and we appreciate the fact that the current government is also assisting the former president in carrying out this unique assignment of peacekeeping across the continent. Then the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has approved the establishment of 2 mobile police force units in Kaba and Okene areas of Kogi State. The establishment of the units, or rather, the establishment of the units 70 and 77 is a response to the rising cases of kidnapping, killings, and armed robbery on the Okene-Lokoja Road and other parts of the state. So a special force 70 and force 77 is being appointed and established in Kogi State to help tackle some of these devices. Then we have that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has rescinded his government policy national students who only take online courses from the United States. So the White House is now focused on having the rule of applying, or having the rule to apply to only new students rather than students who are already in the United States. So this will no more affect the students that are already in the United States, targeted at the new and incoming foreign students. Then Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri has won this court case, and he dedicated the victory to God. When Timi Alaibe, his opponent, sued him to court over the governorship, the October 2019 governorship. So he has been given the final victory by the Supreme Court. Then a quick one, that the Micro and the Small Medium Enterprises Award, MSMEs Award, tomorrow, and the Vice President will be at the event with some other governors of states that will join him in hosting the event, as they also work on rewarding those who are doing well with innovation and contributing in their own way to improving trade, economy, and in different parts. So that award will be holding on the 16th of July, and it will be hosted by the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo. All right, you are welcome back. So we now would like to talk about the current corruption allegation that is all over the Niger Delta Development Commission, and what should be the way forward in tackling that particular challenge. So in different parts of the country, we've been hearing different news of how corruption is really becoming a major issue. But in the Niger Delta Development Commission, the former interim managing director of the commission, Joy Nunieh, has accused the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, it has been series of corruption allegations in the Niger Delta Commission and some other up fed and bring about better operating environment. So these are the questions that we will need us to quickly look into this morning. You send in your comments and your opinion as we take a look at some of these areas, how federal agencies can work without having to go down with corruption issues, corruption allegations, and the rest. So a brief background information will give us an idea. But before we take the background information, just to let you know that you can also call in. So you can call on 090-5252-5107. So you can call us on 090-5252-5107. So we can take your opinion live and direct. Then you can also send it as a beautiful message to us and how you think that the government can work on solving this monstrous monster called corruption. Very, very key. So now we say that though in the Niger Delta Development Commission did not provide any evidence to support her claims against the minister, that's the of in an interview with journalists shortly after shortly after her time in the NDDC, has requested that she should be given audience, she should be granted audience because of the huge corruption cases that she witnessed in the NDDC and how she was being made to swear to an oath of secrecy, which she refused, according to her. That if she had allowed those oaths to have taken place, maybe by now she would have been locked up in the prison for like 5 years. So she is thinking that whatever is the situation, she should be granted audience and she should be heard out. So whatever we are looking at this morning, summary of it all is that corruption is in the air. That is what matters. Corruption is really, really in the air, and we need to help in bringing or putting this behind us, because we have a system that is built on goodwill, service, and if we keep allowing corruption as a major determinant factor, it will become it will get to a point whereby people will not even know how to take any decision without corruption. That's how bad it can get. People cannot kickbacks at every point in time. So it's becoming a matter of what is the way forward. So if in the NDDC, after such a unique assignment, there are allegations and counter allegations about you asked me to do this, no, I was not there, and the rest. So what should be the way forward? So we have some of our analysts who can also join us. Like we said, you can call us, you can write, you can, whatever means you want to use, but make sure you communicate with us this morning. Because if a agency like the Niger Delta Development Commission that is supposed to be responsible for the development of the Niger Delta region is enmeshed in so much corruption, so what is the way forward? And if these are the same people that are supposed to be in the Niger Delta region, they are the ones that are in charge of the region. They are from the states that are within that region. So if they are now the ones also siphoning the money, what is the way forward? So whatever you think is the way forward is what you should suggest, because right now it is not just what the government can do. It is what both the government individuals, private sector, everybody should be involved in fighting this hydra-headed monster called corruption in Nigeria. These are we are talking about the generation that we can leave even for our children, and we are confident that yes, not the nation that everything is turned down with corruption and nothing is moving. Is either it's federal character commission or corruption or ethnicity. We have to tackle these things, and that is what Blossom Nigeria is all about, and that is what we are all here for. So on dialogue box this morning, we would like you to send in your comments. If the allegations in the NDDC are so loud and getting louder by the day, even on social media you find video clips of maybe the former MD telling the press she needs to talk and nobody is giving her the room to talk and all the like, you discover that it is becoming embarrassing and it's not good. It's not good for our nation, Nigeria. So we need you to send in your take. Let us know what you think about it and let us work out a solution for our unique nation, Nigeria. All right, we have some comments here. Yeshua Iben saying, good morning, Blossomites. Nigerians, just a second. Okay, Nigerians can stop being corrupt just like that. Enforcing merciless and strict penalties on offenders, including the president, will definitely bring an end to corruption in, I believe you want to write in Nigeria. So all that you are saying that the right penalties for offenders, including the president, will definitely bring an end to corruption. And the question is, will the Senate approve such laws? So that's a question Yeshua Iben is asking. Will the Senate approve such laws? So if we have laws that can tackle this issue headlong, will the Senate approve them? Because maybe some of them might also be thinking that it might affect them. And how will they cope if they are to be locked up for another 1, 2, 3 years? Just like the brief stint that former Governor Orji Uzor Kalu had. So we are also looking at working out a sustainable plan that can be carried out by both the legislature, the executive, and every aspect of the judiciary. Godswill Akpabio is facing right now, a former governor, with all the about 8 years he served as a governor, and see all the corruption allegations still hanging around him. And even the PDP, they've been asking that Governor Godswill, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, should step aside so that he can be well investigated. So do you share that opinion? You can send your take, your comment, and let us know, so that whatever it is you think should be the way forward, you are also involved in this. Let's hear from you. However you think this matter should be tackled, let us hear from you. And don't forget, we said you can call in and let us know what you think about that. We have it here. You can click on the link to watch Mrs. Joy being prevented from talking to the press. Okay, so wherever you are, just click on this link. Let's see it. Okay, so click on it wherever you are and you can watch a briefing of Ms. Joy being prevented from having access to maybe the press and the rest. And click on the link to see that. All right, so while that is going on, we also like to call in. What is your take on how the NDC and other similar government agencies, how should they be treated? Because right now, a lot of them are now one corruption case or the other, one corruption scandal or the other. So it is now like, what is the way forward? Is there no development initiative? Is nothing happening to keep those organizations to live up to the expectations of the public and even of everyone No matter what, everybody must not be corrupt and all the fingers must not be soiled. So we believe that there must be a way out, and somebody out there should be able to tell us says, I don't really know much about the case, but I saw the video from Channels TV. But the former MD needs to be protected and, more importantly, heard. It is a pity that may not happen. Just a second. It's a pity that may not happen. We kill those. Let's see. By stepping down. I praise the gods of the lady though. So in other words, our wonderful saying that he supports what the lady should be protected, and he praised her gods, so that even though the allegations have been raised, Akpabio should step aside and be investigated. That position Christian is taking right now. So, but the question is, Christian, after the investigation of Akpabio, how do you think they can also resolve? Because right now another MD is there, and we are still hearing that the MD has also defended before the National Assembly that he used 1.5 billion for COVID-19 palliatives. 1.5 billion naira for COVID-19 palliatives. So that, for a lot of people, is like, what are you doing with such amount of money, even if you are using it for COVID-19 palliatives? So what, just a second. Okay, we have a call coming in right now.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Nnamdi Abana.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, good to hear from you.
Thank you.
All right, so you have a very unique position. So what do you think should be the way forward for government agencies, and how can we solve this recurrent issue that has to do with allegations?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that Buhari chose the wrong people to run the affairs of the different departments and ministries that we have in the country. And unfortunately, what makes this bad is that Buhari had all the time and all the opportunity to prepare for leadership, but apparently it is never prepared to govern or to preside over a complex nation like Nigeria. If he was actually prepared, he would have had in mind several people who are transparent, that that have the ability to run. Unfortunately, what we have is official in Nigeria. Look at what is happening in NDDC, that is Niger Delta Development
Commission,
where corruption seems to have festered, and we are having accusations coming from the former DG against the 7 minister currently in President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, and that is really, really embarrassing. That's really I'm looking for the right words. That the fight against corruption by the president. For me, on this controversy, because it has actually become controversial. The minister is accused, the lady is accusing Commission by compelling her to bend the rules, you know, and the minister also trying to say, oh, you were never competent in the first place, you shouldn't have been appointed, you don't even have and so on. So it goes a long way to show that most of the public officers that we have are not qualified. And two, it also goes a long way to show that the government fails to exercise due diligence in the screening process.
Hello? 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 Okay. All right. So we got part of what Nnamdi Abana has for us this morning, talking about the fact that most of the public officers seem not to be so, but the question we're asking this morning is, what should be the way forward? What should be the way forward? How can both the government, the private sector, and even individuals tackle this? We need to give it a serious. Okay, you are back. Thank you so much.
We can actually plot his political trajectory. He's always been a PDP governor and a PDP supporter. All of a sudden, Buhari came, he jumped ship, which shows
Hello? Okay, we lost it again. All right. Now analyzing Akpabio, who has always been a funny governor with his role, and when Buhari came, according to him, he jumped ship again. So, in other words, looking for greener pastures. Be the case, we believe in service. Because if there's so much allegation between the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs himself and the former managing director of the commission, the NDDC, that's the Niger Delta Development Commission, and like we said earlier, these in the North region themselves. So how can they do this to... Hello, okay, Mr. Nnamdi, you are back? All right.
Yeah, the network seems to be very bad.
Yes, it's been very wonderful. So let's just hear you.
Okay, so on the question of Akpabio, what every Nigerian expected him to do was to go head on to respond to the allegations.
Okay.
Instead of doing that, he went ahead to attack the person of the former MD,
Okay.
which didn't go down well with many Nigerians. And suspend Akpabio and set up.
Hello? All right, we lost it again. Okay, but Nnamdi has made it, and that is the fact that no matter what is happening, the president should look beyond the sentiment and ask the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs to step aside for thorough investigation. Because like we're saying earlier, these are people that are supposed to represent the people that are from that same region. So if within this this is going on. So what is the way forward for the entire nation? So we have a lot to look into. And as we are saying it, we are also considering the fact that the future matters a lot. So wherever you are, we would like you to send in more of your comments later today as we'll talk about how we can get our nation to operate on a saner level and also give ourselves the push that we have a lot to render. We can serve, we can improve our communities, we can improve our society, because nobody will do it for us. We are the ones that will do it. So if we keep having these issues of corruption came and took us out and is not helping at all. So wherever we are to knock ourselves, give ourselves the needed push to know that the onus is on us to build and develop our nation. And if a ministry like the Niger Delta is suffering such corruption calamities, then we should do a lot, and the president should even do much more to look into this matter. So tomorrow we'll be talking about the EFCC, how far they have fared, and what should be done as we are working towards a better society that is free from some of these corruption, and how people can think about serving the land, serving the nation, serving the people, much more than how much can I make or what can I gather into my own account or whatever it is. So these are very, very, very strong signals for us as a nation. We need to stand up to this corruption. We can't allow it to take us and sweep us off our feet. And as we are doing this, we will require everyone to cooperate. Whether you are in office or not, maybe as a government official, you have a role to play. As a private sector, you have a role to play. As even an opinion provider, you have a role to play. Thank you so much for staying with us on Dialogue Box this morning. And tomorrow we'll be here again. And like we said, we'll go further into it. Then we'll look into the EFCC. God bless you. Thank you.